Well, hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping transform your mindset from where you are right now to where it is that you want to be. And you're joining me for a walk again today. It's Tuesday here in Melbourne, Australia, and Tuesday is one of those days where it can be a struggle for me to get up my 10,000 steps because I have bigger gaps in my schedule today, and with those gaps I am completely focused on what needs to get done, growing the business, moving my life forward, doing those things that are really, really important to me. So often that means I'm at my desk for a big part of the day and I don't get as much movement in as I would like. So the last couple of weeks I've scheduled my walks in earlier in the day so that I can get it done and then go and get on with the rest of the things that I want to do. Now today I wanted to share with you, right now I'm listening to a good friend of mine, a Kerry Pothast, Olympic gold medalist from the beach volleyball and the Sydney 2000 Olympics. She is recording this series at the moment. It's called The Athlete Story, and if you want to get access to it, you can just go to my Facebook page. I share all the details there. So the idea of this, it's a brilliant idea. Every day that the Olympics was supposed to be on, because they're supposed to be on right now in Tokyo, today's day 4, day 3 of competition, I think. She's interviewing 2 Olympic athletes, most of them gold medalists, and it's really fascinating to get an insight into the mindset of so many different athletes across so many different sports. So 2 nights ago, Ian Thorpe and Dawn Fraser, and for those of you that are Australian know who they are, but Dawn Fraser, probably the most famous and successful Australian swimmer. Ian Thorpe, Australia's greatest swimmer, won I think 5 Olympic golds, 3 silver, I think, something like that. And I got an opportunity to ask Ian a question the other night, which was really cool. But there's been some common threads that have come through. And in particular, this particular podcast I wanted to talk about Layne Beachley, but what I've noticed from the last probably couple of, not last night, but then certainly the 2 nights before that, it's on at 7:30 p.m. Australian time each night, and Kerry asks them, would they rather be the best player in the worst team or just in the best team and the worst player? And each one of them have said that they want to be the best. And in some ways that's surprising, but in other ways it's not, because of course they have been the best at that point in time, so that's their mindset. No, I want to be the best. Sarah Kerrigan said that, Ian Thorpe said that. It's just consistently coming through, and it just goes to show you that if you want to be number one, you've got to have this belief that you will be number one. And Layne Beachley, is like the world's best female surfer. I think she won 7 World Cups back in her day, and she's only about my height. Really, really successful. And she said that, she just wanted to be the best. And she said she probably didn't go about it the right way, but she managed to become the best. And she was asked a question, which I can't remember the exact nature of the question now, but her response was really, really compelling. So she was talking about success and what it means to be the top of your game, especially for so long. And this is where she was talking about the struggles that she went through and the struggles that athletes go through. And I think it might have been a question about somebody that wants to, follow in her footsteps and be a pro surfer. How would she recommend that they go about it? And and she was talking about some of the things that she got wrong, and she said she was really obsessed with it, and she wasn't listening to her body, and she suffered from chronic fatigue, and she had some illnesses where she wasn't listening to her body. That then went on to result in chronic fatigue, also depression for her, and it wasn't a good place for her to be. But she then gained an understanding of her body and what she needed, and in order to achieve the consistency of her high-level results, she says it's really, really important that you make sure that you have something away from your sport, that you have other interests, so that it doesn't, like everything that you do, doesn't just become about your sport, because that's the biggest trap for an athlete, and that's where you start to lose the passion, she says. And I got thinking about that, and I thought, yeah, I can see how that is so true. And this is a trap that I guess I'm open to being a victim of this, because I work with people around their workouts. My hobby is my workouts. Transforming myself. How do I learn more about nutrition and learn how to optimize my health better and do all those things. And so every moment I'm either working to help other people achieve the success that they want in the change in their bodies, or I'm working to change the success in my body. And I guess there can come periods of times where that can just seem all a bit draining. It's starting to rain. I have no wet weather gear on, and I'm a fair way from home. So I thought, actually, that's really important. Now, then when I look at myself and I think, well, I do like reading, but the reading is about how do I become a better coach? How do I become a better person? So I'm obsessed with success, and I think maybe I'm living right on the edge there, and maybe I need to be a little bit more careful with how I'm spending my time. I mean, if you listen to my podcasts and you follow me on Facebook and you know me personally, then you would know that what I speak is what I do, and I work a lot, and I love it, and I'm working on my body, and I absolutely love that. I love my reading, but I haven't been doing enough of it. But I also love my gardening, watching action movies, and I used to love playing golf, but because of my shoulder operations I haven't been able to do it, and because of COVID and everything, I haven't played in probably 8 years now. But I have agreed with one of my clients that when COVID settles down a bit, we're going to go and when we can travel, and we're going to go down to a coastal region when the weather's nice, and we're just going to have the two of us just have a game of golf. So it got me thinking, actually, maybe this is why if I think about the last 24 hours, I was really feeling funky yesterday, and I think that was largely because of me reviewing my numbers and being really, really frustrated about the lockdown, and when seeing the actual impact that it was having on my business. It really made me angry, to be honest. And I feel like I probably haven't been detaching enough at certain times from what it is that I'm trying to achieve. And I don't know, I guess I've done that because I think we're too soft on ourselves, and we tend not to push ourselves, and as soon as we get a little bit tired we say, oh no, well, it's time to rest. And I think I've spent too many years of my life doing that and being unsuccessful, that there's just no excuse for it now. When she was talking about it last night, it just made me think, yeah, do you know what, maybe I just need to be careful here. Maybe I need to be taking some more focused time out on weekends and just stepping away completely from everything, so that I can completely almost detoxify from some of it so that I can come back fresher. And it's, I guess, a simple example of that last night. Really long day and really tired by the time I got to doing my last 3-hour block with clients. And I said to the kids, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I feel so tired. And I took one of the Isogenics E-shots, energy shots, so I know they really work well for me. And I got through the rest of the night, no problems. But probably in the few hours leading up to that, I just felt completely wiped. I had no motivation. I had almost zero energy. And I think the mind set of what this COVID shutdown has meant to my business, into having spent so much time reflecting on the numbers through the day and creating a plan around changing things, it emotionally drained me. So when Layne was talking about that last night, it made me think, yeah, actually, do you know what? Maybe I need to start incorporating some other aspects into my life so that I can keep, I don't know whether I'd say it's a balance, but maybe just enabling me to switch off a little bit more, because every waking moment I'm like, how do I do this better? What's my next step for here? What's the next piece of, marketing material? What is it that I need to do? And I thought it was just poignant that she said that at the time when I was going through that yesterday, and it made me want to share it, because I think of how often we are so focused on a task that we forget maybe some of the other things around us that are important as well, and we take our eye off the ball of some other aspects of our life that we should be focusing on. For me, it's my health, my fitness, my work, and my kids. That's it. So sometimes I just need to maybe expand that a little bit more. And maybe a sign of that is that I have been thinking about holidays. And yesterday I was thinking, man, I really need to take a break. I just need to have a decent break away from it all so that I can just refresh and recharge. But that's not going to be possible for some time. I think tomorrow we'll have an announcement as to whether we're shut down for another 6 weeks or longer, which will take us up to basically 3 months of a further shutdown and 6 months in total for this year. Crazy. You can't do that to someone's business and not have an impact, especially when in the past the majority of my income has been coming from customer facing people coming into my studio. And now I've obviously pivoted to do streaming and that kind of stuff, but that becomes challenging for some people, because they just want to come and see you. They don't want to work out any other way. So yeah, there's been a lot going through my mind lately, but I think these athletes' stories have really just resonated with me and have inspired me to do more, to be honest, and to do it better. And Layne's last night certainly made me think about, do you know what? She's made a really great point there, and maybe I need to put a bit more focus and passion into some new areas or some existing areas of my life that I've kind of just left, push those to the side somewhat, and maybe in the background it's having a bigger impact on me than I like to recognise. So I'm going to explore that, and I thought certainly worth sharing, because maybe you guys listening have got some opportunities to do the same, and make sure that every day that we do show up, that we're giving the best version of ourselves, but also the best energized and most passionate version of ourselves, because of the way that we are tilting our life, if you like, from one area to the next, work to personal and hobbies and passions and that kind of stuff. The trouble becomes when you're working so much in your passion that sometimes you need to have a break from that as well. So I have realised the last couple of days, so I said it 2 days ago, I think it was, that I was going to give you a session about supplements, which I'm going to do that tomorrow. Okay, so I need to be in front of the camera for that. So I want to show you, explain to you in more detail what I do with the supplementation, and you'll get some real value from that indeed. So wherever you are in the world, I want you to stay safe. I just was reading over some of the international news this morning and seeing that this second wave is hitting France, Spain, Europe, basically. The US numbers are getting worse and worse by the day. There was a day yesterday, I think, of like 1,000 deaths in, I know that was in Florida or something like that. I mean, we get 10. Florida and California are just going completely out of control. How China did all this, or how they're reporting or not reporting it, I don't know, begs belief. But we are where we are, so you take care wherever you are in the world, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.